Breaking drama surrounding Glorilla and NBA star Brandon Ingram has just exploded online and fans are losing it. But believe me, that's only half the story. Because while Glo's personal life is making headlines, she's also tied up in a serious legal battle that could change everything. Let's rewind. July 27, 2025, Glorilla, real name Gloria Hallelujah Woods, is in Ciebio, San Lucas celebrating her 26th birthday in pure superstar fashion. Remember, this is the same Memphis girl who went from flipping burgers to flipping the rap game upside down with FNF Let's Go back in 2022. Since then, over 25 million records sold, a Grammy nomination, and solidified as one of the top female rappers in the world. So yeah, when she celebrates big. Now here's where things get wild. Just a day later, on July 28th, TMZ drops what they called exclusive footage and instantly sends the internet into meltdown. The video? None other than Glorilla getting cozy with Brandon Ingram, the 6'8" NBA forward recently traded to the Toronto Raptors. And trust me, the details matter here. Inside the dimly lit Ciebio hotspot, Balam nightclub, you've got neon purple lights, the glowing club sign in the background, and a packed dance floor pulsing with energy. In the middle of it, Glo shining. In a strapless top and sparkling jewelry arms wrapped around Ingram's neck, swaying close to the music. No kiss, nothing explicit, but the chemistry? Undeniable. The clip lasts just 37 seconds, but fans are dissecting it like a crime scene. And then the kicker. Around 3 a.m., outside the club, cameras catch Glo and Ingram leaving hand in hand. They hop into a light-colored SUV. Glo's in the backseat with two phones because of course she is smiling, laughing, and playfully waving her gold phone for the gram. Brandon? Sitting right beside her, laid back, grinning, and clearly enjoying the moment? Sitting right beside her, laid back, grinning, and clearly enjoying the moment.
Okay, well, I did want to, talk about Glorilla because she got her a boo now.
Okay.
Now, Charlamagne, you can be all up in her business because it's basically public at this point.
But this is where things get even more interesting. Being the social media savvy artist she is, Glorilla didn't stay entirely quiet about her birthday trip to Ciebio. She shared several Instagram stories from the getaway, but one post, in particular, has fans turning into full-blown detectives. In the clip, there's just a glimpse of a man's arm, only an arm, but that was enough for eagle-eyed followers. Based on the tattoos and build, many are convinced it belongs to Brandon Ingram. Glorilla didn't tag anyone, didn't drop a name, but sometimes silence says more than words ever could.
She popped out. So her and Brandon Ingram were spotted first in a club in Cabo. She's been celebrating her birthday. And in the video, she's like hugging him and they walk in together. And then additionally, there's a video that now, is being reported of them two in the car. And it's really cute. She has two phones. She has one for the light. She's holding up the other one. And they're like, just making a video together. So
salute to them.
It looks like, she might got her little boo thing.
Let's talk about why this pairing has captured everyone's imagination, because it's not just about two celebrities being spotted together. When you look at Glorilla and Brandon Ingram, you're seeing two individuals who seem genuinely compatible. On multiple levels. First, there's the age factor. Glorilla is 26, Brandon is 27, both young, but established in their careers and mature enough to seek stability. Then there's the regional connection. Glorilla is from Memphis, Tennessee, and Brandon from Kinston, North Carolina. That southern upbringing builds an instant cultural bond. And of course, the height difference has fans swooning. Brandon stands at 6'8" and Glorilla around 5'5", a pairing that social media eats up. Beyond the surface, what really hooks fans is the timing. Glorilla declared in late 2024 that she was single and celibate until God sends me my husband. For someone focused on personal growth, Opening her heart now says something big. Meanwhile, Brandon has always kept his romantic life under wraps. So being seen with someone in an intimate setting feels intentional. The public is all for it, power couple vibes is trending, and fan art is everywhere. So let's dig deeper. What does the relationship history tell us? Glorilla's most talked about relationship was with a man known online as Davis on Earth. That relationship was reportedly volatile. In 2023, Glorilla admitted in interviews that she nearly shot an ex during a heated argument. Fans linked it to Davis. Still, she's been transparent about healing from those experiences and growing. Since Fame, she's been careful with romantic rumors. In 2022, whispers linked her to Drake, but no proof ever surfaced. In early 2024, she openly flirted with NBA star Damian Lillard at the All-Star game, but later said it was all playful. Lillard also denied anything happened. Now, Brandon Ingram. He's the definition of discreet. In 2018, he was linked to influencer Raylan Inns. That relationship had strict rules. She couldn't post photos with him, couldn't sit courtside, and couldn't talk about it publicly. It ended amid cheating rumors. Around the same time, model Amber Washington hinted on social media that Ingram was juggling multiple women. In 2019, there was speculation he fathered a child with influencer Aaliyah Petty, but Petty later clarified the father was actually NBA player Anthony Simons. Then, in 2021, Ingram had a short-lived fling with singer Paloma Ford again. No official confirmation. What does this all mean? Both Glorilla and Brandon have learned to be selective. They've dealt with public scrutiny, relationship drama, and personal growth. They both value privacy and authenticity, traits that could make a relationship work. But history isn't entirely on their side. NBA star-musician relationships often end poorly. Nick Young and Iggy Azalea had a messy breakup after a cheating scandal. J.R. Smith and Rihanna ended publicly and bitterly. Ben Simmons and Tinashe fell apart amid infidelity rumors. Even long-term couples like Iman Shumpert and Teyana Taylor ended in divorce and accusations. Statistically, about 70% of NBA musician relationships last under a year. The causes? Constant travel, media scrutiny, infidelity, and clashing schedules. And now, Glorilla is dealing with legal drama that adds more stress. On July 20, 2025, while Glorilla was performing at the WNBA All-Star Game in Indianapolis, her home in Georgia was broken into. She wasn't there, but family members were. An armed occupant fired at the intruders, who escaped. It was traumatic, and instead of focusing on the culprits, law enforcement's priorities seem questionable. All this shows that this pairing, while exciting and full of potential, isn't just a fairy tale. It's complex, real, and unfolding. In real time under very public eyes. The next few months will reveal whether this is a fleeting spark or something deeper.
Well, it just depends. If what the victim has is open and notorious, if there was weed all over, if there were guns all over, then law enforcement goes, wait a minute, we'll still investigate this, but we're going to have to investigate the new one. If it's right in their face, they can't turn it down. They've got to do what they've got to do. And if you don't break the law, you don't have any problem, do you?
During the investigation of her victimization, deputies claimed they smelled narcotics and obtained a search warrant. Inside the home, they discovered over an ounce of marijuana in the master bedroom closet, along with a Schedule I controlled substance. In an instant, Glorilla went from being the victim of a violent crime to facing 2 felony charges that carry up to 10 years in prison and fines of $10,000 per count. The irony is staggering. On July 22, 2025, she voluntarily surrendered and was released the same day on a $22,260 bond. Meanwhile, The 3 people who actually committed the violent crime of breaking into her home remain at large, unpunished, and free to victimize someone else. Glorilla didn't stay quiet about the situation. She took to social media, calling the entire thing crazy and criticizing the system for focusing on cannabis instead of catching the suspects, saying her house got invaded and she was the only one arrested. Her attorneys, Marissa Goldberg and Drew Finling, came out swinging, calling the arrest a disturbing example of how warped law enforcement priorities have become. They insisted she is a victim, not a suspect, and highlighted the waste of taxpayer resources being used to prosecute her while the real criminals are still free. Georgia State Representative Eric Bell even spoke out in her defense, linking her case to House Bill 464, a measure designed to prevent arrests on unrelated minor offenses when reporting crimes. He made it clear that no one should fear being criminalized for doing the right thing. Unfortunately, her story isn't rare too often, especially for Black victims. Seeking help from law enforcement comes with the risk of becoming a target, instead of being protected. Adding to the complications, this isn't Glorilla's first brush with Georgia law enforcement. Back in April 2024, she was arrested for DUI, open container possession, and failure to obey a traffic control device, and that case is still pending. Now, when we connect all of this to the speculation about her and NBA star Brandon Ingram, the situation gets even more complicated. After TMZ footage surfaced on July 28, 2025, showing them together in CABO, both have remained completely silent. Neither has addressed the rumors publicly, and their representatives have said nothing. In today's era of social media where celebrity relationships are usually confirmed or denied quickly, that silence is striking and feels strategic. Brandon Ingram, known for his intensely private lifestyle, is focusing on his off-season training and adjusting to his trade to the Toronto Raptors. Meanwhile, Glorilla is promoting her music, celebrating her recent 2025 Billboard Women in Music Powerhouse honor, and facing mounting legal pressure. Despite the challenges, there are signs that give fans hope. Glorilla has previously said she's celibate until she finds her husband, which suggests she isn't interested in casual flings, and Ingram's willingness to be seen publicly with her indicates something different from his usual private nature. Their shared Southern roots and the positive reaction from fans also work in their favor, but the obstacles are enormous. The NBA season is grueling, with 82 games, travel, and constant pressure. Ingram is also adjusting to a new city, while Glorilla faces the possibility of prison time and ongoing legal stress. History shows that celebrity relationships often collapse under far less pressure. Still, there are reasons to believe this story could play out differently. They didn't rush to social media or stage a PR stunt. Their connection seemed genuine, and despite her legal problems, Glorilla has kept her commitments, including performing at her July 25th Glabash concert in Memphis. Looking at everything, 3 outcomes seem possible. The most likely is that the stress and uncertainty of her legal situation causes things to fizzle out quietly by the fall of 2025. The second possibility, if the charges are dropped or resolved in her favor, is that the two could grow closer in 2026, with Ingram providing stability during her challenges. The third, less likely, is that they keep a casual connection alive and revisit it once her legal problems are fully resolved in the next couple of years. What's undeniable is that right now Glorilla is facing far more than just relationship rumors. She's fighting for her freedom, her reputation, and justice after the violation of her home. Any romance, no matter how promising, comes second to the fight to avoid felony convictions that could derail everything she has built. The short-term outlook is difficult, with legal battles threatening to overshadow her career and personal life, but if she clears her name, there's hope for a stronger future. In reality, though, legal pressure and the possibility of incarceration have the power to derail even the most promising relationships. For now, Glorilla's focus has to remain on her freedom first. Everything else, including Brandon Ingram, will simply have to wait.